Over the past 6 months, I've been running in every Adidas running shoe, and today we're going to be discussing what every shoe is good for, give them all a short review, and tell you what I like and I don't like about each one as well, to help you with your buying decisions to make sure you're getting the right pair of Adidas shoes on your feet if that's the brand you want to be looking for your next pair. I actually used to run in Adidas shoes quite a lot when I first started taking my running a little bit more seriously back around 2016, 2017. I actually ran the Geneva Marathon in a 236 and a lovely pair of Takumi Sen shoes, which aren't actually even made anymore. And I've done so much of my training in the famous Adidas Bostons over the years as well. Fast forward to today, and they've got so many shoes in their lineup, some of which are up there with the very best running shoes in the world. All of the shoes featured in today's video I bought 100% with my own money, as we always do with everything here on the channel, to bring you that completely honest, unbiased review. Thank you so much to everyone that supports the channel by checking out our website benpox.com, where you can find awesome training plans, running hats, and amazing technical gear to help you with your running as well. And feel free to use code YouTube10 for 10% off your next order. Right, let's get stuck into this video. I'm really pumped and excited for this one, starting out with the least expensive, going to the most expensive at the end. So we better start with one of my favorites, the SL2. Right, starting out with the SL2, a shoe I really enjoyed running in last year. The purpose of a shoe like this is an entry-level daily shoe designed to do lots of different runs fairly well. A good easy mileage shoe with the ability to pick up the pace if you want to, and a really good value option. This shoe set me back £110, stack height 36mm of stack, 9mm drop overall, and really quite nice on the lightweightness side at 287 grams. With the midsole of the shoe, you've got a layer of Light Strike Pro foam. This is Adidas's high-end super foam from their all-out super shoes, and that's sandwiched between two layers of what's called Light Strike 2.0. That's in there, a little bit more hard wearing and get a little bit more durability with that in there. And there's no plate in this shoe. With the sizing of the shoe, I definitely recommend going half a size up. I got my normal size 12. They were okay, but they were just a little bit on the short side. Now, what I really liked about the SL2, it's just the lightweight nature, it's snappy and it's fun. The midsole offers a really engaging ride and a really good turn of speed as well. Of course, it's not as fast as the shoes we'll come onto a little bit later on with rods and plates in them, but for a shoe at this price point, it delivers really well. And that's my second like, the great value that this shoe offers. Usually foams at this price point are a little bit harder and just a bit more dull and unengaging to run in. But Adidas, for some reason, have added their all-out premium foam into this shoe in a smaller form factor. Of course, it's not a full length of this foam, but it's really working well in the shoe to deliver that much more engaging and responsive ride. My third like with this shoe is just the good durability and the outsole grip that this shoe offers. It doesn't have the flagship Continental rubber on the bottom of the shoe, just Adidas's standard rubber, but it works really well and it lasts really well, so you're going to get some even better value with this shoe. But as always here on the channel, it's not all about the likes. We're going to take you through those dislikes as well. The first one being, this is a shoe definitely on the narrow side. The website itself even says to size up, so I really would recommend, if you're tall on the fence, go that half a size up. But if you feel you have wider feet, then sadly I really don't think the shoe is going to be an option for you. My second dislike, it might be a little bit too soft for some people, and it's not the most stable in the corners either, because as I say, it is a little bit on the narrow side. But my overall summary of the SL2, it really is one of the best, if not the best, budget running shoe out on the market right now, across all the different brands, not just the Adidas brand. A great shoe for new runners who might not want to shell out the big money in those early days of running, or just anybody that just wants a really good value shoe to go out and get it done. Right, let's move on to a very lightweight option, the Adios 9. Right, the Adios version 9, which is no in German, but this has got a big yes from me. I've really enjoyed running in this shoe so far. The purpose of this is a low stack racing speed session shoe, really for racing your 5Ks, 10Ks, even some shorter distances potentially than that as well. It's ultra lightweight, that sort of more old fashioned racing flat kind of feel. Very similar to Nike's Street Flight, if you're familiar with that shoe. Price-wise, at £120 here in the UK. 27mm stack at the back of the shoe, as you can see on the side here. 7mm drop overall. Weight-wise, for me, just 210 grams. That has got to be one of the very lightest shoes I've ever reviewed. Midsole-wise, you've got the Light Strike Pro cushioning running throughout the shoe here. Adidas's premium foam again, and there's no plate in this shoe. Sizing-wise, pretty good. This was true to size for to me. My first like with this shoe is just extremely lightweight. It's so fast, it's so snappy, it's just a joy to run in. When you want to pick up the pace, that turn of speed, this shoe is coming with you. And in a world we live in today of so many heavy, clunky shoes, it's really nice to see one like this. My second like, it's just supremely comfortable, like a lot of Adidas shoes are at the moment. It really gives a lovely slipper-like feel. I've actually worn this shoe a little bit in the gym as well. Adidas's light lock feature, again, works really well in this shoe, giving a good lockdown feel, as it does in the Adios Pro 4. We're going to come on to that a little bit later on. My third like with this shoe, you can just get an awesome turnover and a great change of speed, given that lightweight nature of it, and just this lovely, really lovely light strike pro foam in the shoe. Lots of feedback and proprioception coming back up from the road as well when you're running. My fourth like with this shoe, it just feels really good quality. It's just got some nice design features as well. Just think it's a really awesome looking shoe, especially in this black colorway. And with so many max stack shoes on the market right now, it's really nice to see a company like Adidas still making a really nice low profile option like this for the people that want to go out there and feel the ground as they run and have that awesome turn of speed. But as I say, it's not all about the likes, the dislikes as well. We've got a very narrow toe box here. So again, like a lot of the Adidas shoes, this might not be suitable. And yeah, I have to sort of say, as much as I love Adidas for making this, it still does have a very niche use here in 2025. Most people generally are going to prefer that higher stack shoe, something like the Evo SL, which we're going to come on to very shortly, over those shorter distances. But Adidas say this can be used up to a half marathon. I wouldn't want to run a half marathon in this shoe, even though I used to run marathons in a shoe even less than this in my early years. But as technology has moved on and foams have moved along a lot since then, some of those max stack options are going to be a little bit better for some people over the marathon distance. So my final summary on the Adios 9, it's just perfect for someone that just wants a very simple shoe at a really nice price point as well. They don't want to be out there in a shoe with all the max stack height plates and rods and all that very modern tech that you do get in shoes nowadays. Really good for speed sessions, for shorter distance racing, but you are likely going to need another shoe to go out there and get a lot of your bulk mileage in. Moving on to the Evo SL. This is another daily shoe with a bit more emphasis on speed. In terms of how it fits into the lineup, something like the SL2, better at those slower and easy run paces. Something like the Evo SL handles those tempos, those faster paces a little bit better. Similar to the Adios, but much more stack height in this shoe and definitely a little bit stiffer as well. Price wise, this shoe set me back £130. 39mm max stack height limit at the back of the shoe, 7mm drop overall. Weight wise, a really nice 267 grams. Again, a shoe really nice on the light side here. In terms of the midsole, we've got the Light Strike Pro midsole running through the shoe. Exactly the same foam as Adidas are using in their high-end races. There's no plate in this shoe, and it was true to size for me. My first like with this shoe is just the simple, lightweight nature of it. It's fast, it's fun. Being so light with this super foam that's running throughout the shoe, it's just perfect for someone looking for that super light shoe with those premium foams that don't want that assisted, that plated, or those rods running through the shoe. Second like, really good value with this one here as well. 100% Light Strike Pro foam that you're going to find in those high-end super shoes for that bargain price really of £130, which in today's market is really not too bad. Third like with this shoe, just the versatility that this shoe offers. I'm not sure I would be comfortable running a marathon in it, but for the shorter distances, this is where this shoe really excels. I've taken this shoe up to 3 minutes a K pace, not for very long at my age now, but then also jogged in it right down to 5-minute 30k pace as well, and it feels super comfortable at both those paces and everything in between. In terms of dislikes, got a bit of a short tongue with this shoe, so it's really not great if you want to do some heel lock lacing. And these laces are just a little bit on the cheap side as well. As I say, it's a fairly good value cheap shoe. You may want to switch those laces out if you want to, but they'll probably work fine, to be perfectly honest. Third one, maybe just a little bit overhyped. Adidas went absolutely crazy on this shoe, marketing that it was going to sort of revolutionize the whole running industry. It's a great shoe, no doubt about it, but maybe not quite living up to all that hype. And my fourth dislike with the shoe, the upper just doesn't give the most secure fit with this one. It is definitely on the thin side to keep that weight down. It can feel a little bit unstable in the corners with that max stack height. Not the best lockdown I've ever seen in a shoe, but really having to nitpick with this one because it's a really great shoe overall if you can get hold of it. When I reviewed it last year, it was really quite hard to find, but you are probably going to want to have something else in your rotation to do all those daily daily miles as well. It's not a bad daily option, but it's something that's not going to be perfectly suited for those longer runs. I know, let me know. Have you enjoyed jogging in the Evo SL? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. But yeah, for me, really enjoyed this one. Moving on to the Boston 12, a shoe I really enjoyed reviewing last year, and I think it came second, or it definitely got a place in my best shoe of the year video as well. Version 13 is due out relatively soon, so get subscribed for that. We'll bring you that review here as soon as I've been able to log some miles in it. But for now, we're talking about the Boston 12, a really good daily trainer option, a bit more durable, handles those longer distances a little bit better compared to something like the Evo SL or the SL2. Price-wise, £140, stack height 38mm at the back of the shoe for a 7mm drop overall. Weight-wise, 318 grams from me in my UK size 12. The midsole features 2 layers of different types of foam. We've got the Lightstrike Pro foam at the top, and then a new version of the more durable Lightstrike 2.0 and EVA foam, and it's also got some glass fiber rods running throughout the midsole as well to provide that extra amount of propulsion. This is something that Adidas, I've never seen any other companies do this. Again, correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong, but they really like their rods in some of their higher end shoes, and this is where we start to see them in the lineup. Sizing wise, I'd recommend going half a size down with this one. They do come up a little bit big. I ordered my usual UK size 12 and I just had a little bit too much room at the end of the shoe, probably because there isn't much padding at the back of the shoe here. Likes wise with this one, really fantastic grip, one of the best gripping shoes out there. Second like with this shoe, a really fun and engaging ride you're getting with this one. The rods combined with that Lightstrike Pro foam make it really easy to pick up the pace, but really a lot of the miles you're going to be doing this one is your easy miles, just going out there logging those miles in comfort, and it does that really well. My third like with this shoe is just the true versatility that this one offers. A true daily training shoe out there, really good at all different paces and all different distances as well. The cushioning really good for those long runs and when you're going out for that nice steady run as well, and it's also on the lighter side, so you can do some speed work and some racing in it as well. In terms of dislikes with the shoe, as I mentioned at the start, their sizing issues a little bit problematic. Some people might get a little bit of heel slip. I didn't have that in this shoe, but it's definitely a problem that could happen. But I think when version 13 comes out, we're going to see a little bit of a redesign at the back of the shoe. So my little summary about the Boston, a really great daily training option that can do all of your runs pretty damn well. If you just want a one shoe rotation, then this is going to be the best option out there in the lineup. Or something like the SL2, if you don't want the rods and you don't want to spend so much money, this is like the more premium version with the rods and a little bit more expensive, a little bit more durability you're getting with this one as well. And definitely one of the best options out on the market. Next up, we've got the Adidas Ultraboost, a classic do-it-all training shoe, a hybrid lifestyle running shoe, perfect for your gym, your casual, and your runs as well. There's 2 different versions of Ultraboost at the moment. We've got the 5 and also the 5X. The 5X is what I have here, which is ever so slightly lighter, which is why I opted for that one. Price-wise, a little bit on the expensive side, £160, 39mm stack height, 10mm drop overall. Weight-wise, 326 grams, so not too bad for that sort of casual stroke running shoe. In terms of the midsole, it has Adidas's Light Boost foam, not their premium running foam, more their everyday daily workhorse foam, really focused on durability. There's no plate in this shoe, and the sizing was all good for me. Now, my first like with this shoe, I just think it looks really good in all sorts of different outfits, whether you're at the gym or you're going out running. It's really well made and it's comfortable as well, so it ticks a lot of those boxes. Second, there's loads of space inside this shoe. The width is very roomy, which is quite rare for Adidas, as you'll have seen in this video. The prime knit upper is really quite stretchy, and you're going to be able to accommodate pretty much all foot sizes at the front of this shoe. Also really good for all different foot strikers, whether you're a heel striker, midfoot, forefoot striker. Loads of really good Light Boost foam here to cushion that ride and just get you through the foot strike in a nice, efficient and smooth way as well. Adidas have put their Continental grip on the bottom of the shoe in these dark patches here. Again, the grip really fantastic, just keeps you really in touch with the road and for some confidence when you are out there running. It's one shoe that you might just sort of pack for a holiday away or weekend away. We just want to take one shoe with you because you're not checking in a bag or anything like that. It's going to have you covered for everything you want to throw at it. Of course, it's much better dedicated running shoes out there, but this one is surprisingly okay at getting your runs done. Dislikes with this shoe, just quite high price, I think, for this type of shoe. £160 is quite a lot of money. The Nike equivalent, something like the Nike Pegasus, I think is around about £30 or £40 cheaper than this one. And the second dislike, you're just not going to get a lot of speed out of this shoe at all. Certainly more comfort rather than speed is where something like the Ultraboost is coming in. But in my little summary of this one, a really solid option for that occasional runner who wants a cool looking shoe to do it all, going for the gym, going out casually. This one will have you covered. Right, it's Takumi time, a shoe I've really enjoyed running in over the years, right back from the very early days when Adidas had the Takumi Sen line and the Takumi Ren line. Hit me up in the comments if you remember the Takumi Ren. Now that was a fantastic shoe. As I said, I ran a lot of marathons in that shoe. I can't believe that now. But here we are, version 10 of the Sen lineup. The purpose of a shoe like this really now is your 5Ks, your 10Ks, up to a half marathon racing distance. Really good for speed sessions, tempo sessions, a little bit like the Adios 9 at the start of the video. This is similar to that, but it's got a little bit more tech in it with some rods running through there. Price-wise, quite expensive, set me back £170. Stack height at the back of the shoe, as you can see there, 33 millimeters, 7 millimeter drop overall. Weight-wise, really nice and light, 241 grams. With the midsole running throughout the shoe, we've got 2 layers of Light Strike Pro foam and those energy rods running through the shoe, which you can just see on the bottom of the shoe here. Now Adidas say go half a size up, and I just got my standard. Did I get my standard UK size 12? Did I actually read that? No, I did just get my UK standard size 12, and they were a little bit on the snug side, so I definitely would say go half a size up. Now, starting out with the likes, the DNA of the shoe is stayed very similar. Version 8, version 9, and version 10 as well. So if you enjoyed some of those earlier versions, you're going to enjoy this one. There's a good amount of cushioning in the shoe and that responsiveness for people that are running those 5Ks, 10Ks, and half marathons. The Light Strike Pro foam running through the shoe is really nice and responsive. You really don't notice the rods as you're running either. It's just got that really good turn of speed. Just when you're sort of going back into your next rep, for example, you really pick up the pace. You're coming out of a corner at park run or something, then you're really going to be able to sort of get back up to full pace quite quickly. Second like, really good fun to run in. This really does bring a smile to your face as you run. It's a shoe that just wants to go fast. I think snappy is the best word to describe a shoe like this one. Third like with the shoe, just awesome grip on the bottom of the shoe. You've got a big slab here of the Adidas Continental grip, and just love how breathable the upper of the shoe is. If you're running in hot climates or anything like that, you get so much airflow coming into the shoe. So it's really just great in all different weather conditions, wet or dry, hot or cold. This shoe is going to have you covered. Dislikes with this shoe, like lots of shoes that we're seeing today with Adidas, again, they are a little bit on the narrow side. And my second dislike with the shoe, a little bit like the Boston, it's quite stripped back in terms of the upper and the padding at the back of the shoe. Again, didn't cause me any issues, but I can just see it's going to cause some irritation to a few people. So not a dislike for me, but it might be for you. My final little summary with the Takumi Sen version 10, a really great option out there for someone looking for that lightweight, responsive shoe, racing 5Ks, 10Ks up to the half marathon, or going out there, they just want a dedicated speed shoe for doing some of their marathon training sessions when you're doing some reps or some track work or something like that. Really nice, enjoyable shoe to run in. I've been really looking forward to coming onto this one. I think this is my favorite current Adidas shoe out there, and one of my favorite shoes out in the whole world of running as well. The Adios Pro version 4. Purpose of a shoe like this, half marathon and marathon racing. My favorite distances. Price wise, we're talking at £220, and stack height, we've got that 39mm stack at the back of the shoe, 6mm drop overall. And weight wise, again, Adidas are doing so well on their weights at the moment. Just 237 grams for me in my UK size 12. Midsole wise, we've got a double layer of the full length of that Light Strike Pro foam with some carbon infused energy rods. Sizing wise, this was just about okay, true to size for me. If you are a little bit on the wider side, I would recommend going half a size up. Now, likes with this shoe, for me, is the most comfortable marathon racing shoe that I've ever worn in my training, and definitely a contender for me running at the London Marathon this year. Overall, just a very comfortable shoe. Value-wise, around £20 cheaper than the equivalent from Nike, the Vaporfly, and it's a little bit more comfortable than my favourite Vaporfly as well, so offering some really good value in quite an expensive segment of shoes. Third like, the grip on the bottom of the shoe is absolutely fantastic. We've got that light traction and that continental grip at the front of the shoe here. It's just working really well together. Fourth like, lightweightness and fast as well. We've also got quite an aggressive rocker at the front of the shoe here. Just promotes that really lovely foot strike. So smooth. It just handles those paces so well. It will just happily sit at marathon pace just really quite comfortably. But then when you do want to pick it up as well at that 5k and those 10k paces, then it really will handle that just as well. And it should also be noted, I think you could race anything from 5ks, 10ks, half marathons and marathons in this shoe. And then finally, the really good lockdown. Love what Adidas have done with this light lock, this fluorescentness that you can see throughout the shoe. Just holds that foot in place so well, really adding to that comfort and that confidence. So when you're standing on the start line of a race, you really feel like you've got a fast, comfortable shoe that's going to give you no problems. I'd say it's not all about the likes, the dislikes as well. This might be too soft for the heavier runners out there, especially if you're a heel striker. The foam at the back of the shoe is really quite soft and potentially could be a little bit unstable as well. I have been getting a few stones that are getting stuck on the bottom of the shoe here. Just a little bit annoying. You've got to poke those out. Whether you're going to get those in races or not, I don't know. Probably quite unlikely, but in training they do crop up every now and then. And then a little bit like the Evo SL, just the laces in the shoe are just a little bit on the cheap side, unfortunately. But in terms of a little summary of this shoe, it really is, to say, one of the best marathon racing shoes out there at the moment. One of the best shoes I've really ever ran in. Perfect for anyone looking for an alternative to that Vaporfly. This shoe is definitely a good one to try. Right, moving on to the Prime X 2.0. I think you just meant to say 2. Strung. An absolutely crazy shoe when Adidas have thrown all the tech in the world at a shoe. This is what it comes out like. The purpose of a shoe like this is a long distance racing shoe, marathon, half marathon, potentially ultra marathons as well. And as I should say, this is definitely on the illegal side of running shoes for anyone that isn't affected by those rules and regulations. Of course, by all means, you can go out there and give it a go, but this is not the type of shoe you're going to see any elite athletes racing in, and we'll tell you why in a second. Price-wise, an absolutely crazy £250 for this one here. Stack height at the back, 50 millimeters. That's the first reason why it's illegal. It's above that legal limit. 7mm drop overall, and weight-wise, definitely on the heavy side. 357 grams for me in my UK size 12. Midsole-wise, we've got three layers of midsole foam here of the Light Strike Pro, more than any other Adidas shoe. And then you've also got 2 carbon plates. Yes, there's 2 carbon plates in this shoe. The second reason why this shoe is illegal. And Adidas recommend going half a size up in the shoe. Again, I got my regular UK size 12, just about okay, but I would recommend going half a size up ideally. Right, likes-wise with this quite crazy shoe. The first one being, I just love that a company like Adidas are making products like this. Just innovating, throwing all their tech at it. The long run comfort is really quite high on this one. You get such a trampoline effect as you're running. It really does bring a big smile to your face as you're getting your runs done in this one. But really, this shoe just excels when you're just cruising along, that long distance cruiser, really, rather than that all out speed super shoe here. This third like with the shoe, just the Strung upper. It's a very unique upper. Never seen anything quite like it, but it just works really well. Good amount of breathability, good airflow coming through the shoe as you run. Not much padding around the back of the shoe, but again, didn't give me any issues personally. My fourth like with the shoe, really good shoe here for your heavier runners. No one is going to bottom out this foam here. So yeah, a really good potential race option for those people. Again, if you're not really affected by the illegal nature of the shoe. The dislikes with this one, seriously expensive shoe and definitely on the heavy side. You're paying for a lot here for that innovation, that cutting edge technology. Second one being, clearly this is technically an illegal shoe. 2 plates, well over that legal stack height limit. That's not going to bother most people out there, but it's just something I want to point out. The third one being, we've got 50mm stack height in this shoe. You're going to need some strong ankles. Stability is about as good as you can expect from running around in a shoe with 50mm of foam underneath you. Now, I'm sure some people might be asking, if I've got all the money in the world, is this going to be the best shoe for my racing out there? I'd say no, this is more of, I view this more as a training shoe. For me, I would probably want to be picking up the Pro 4 to be doing my racing in. So I really view it as sort of training and racing in terms of you looking for the difference between those two shoes. Now there are a few other Adidas shoes out there, something like the Pro Evo 1, which you can see me holding here. It's a very, very lightweight shoe. It really is, of course anyone can use this, but it really is designed for the strongest, the most elite athletes out there in the world. 450 pounds. It's really not the kind of shoe that is suitable for the vast majority of people. Of course, go out there, have a run it. Let me know if you have run it. I'd love to hear some feedback of it down below. For me, something like, as I say, something like the Pro 4 is going to be far better for my running needs. And then a couple of stability options for people that are wanting a little bit more extra support with their shoe, something like the Supernova solution or the Prima as well. So if that's you, then check out those on the Adidas website. So that's it, guys. Hope you've really enjoyed the video. I've really enjoyed putting it together, testing all these shoes out and helping you with your shoe buying decisions. Please drop a like, let us know your thoughts on the Adidas range down in the comments, and we'll link up here to our other full whole brand overview video playlist as well. Thank you for everybody that makes these videos happen. Supporting us on the website benparks.com. We've got awesome training plans, running hats, awesome technical tees as well. That's how we can afford to do this and keep this completely unbiased, unsponsored. That's it, guys. Keep on working hard, keep it done. We'll see you very soon in the next one.